Hi, I'm Lizzy Love, and today this video is about how to properly care for yourself after a lot of energy healing and just basically during these times that we find ourselves in 2014, because a lot of us are undergoing a lot of healing, whether or not we are going specifically to an energy healer or getting a reading or even conscious of what's going on. There's a lot of collective consciousness healing that's happening while we're in the dream state. A lot of you have probably been feeling a lot of emotional upheaval in the past week or two. You know, there's all these events that happen like the full moon, the new moon, Mercury retrograde, Venus retrograde. There's like constantly something happening that seems to have an effect on either your physical body, your emotional body, or your mental body, or perhaps all of the above. And it is not going to stop anytime soon. This is the year of the horse. It's definitely a lot of forward movement, a lot of action, a lot of power, a lot of excitement, and a lot of really good things are going to be happening. And we're not going to stop with all of the healing and the clearing and the releasing. And what is this even about, you know? So that's why I decided to do this video, is because I've been experiencing a lot of energy healing for the past 8 years. And even now, I still have a really hard time remembering to take it easy, remembering to drink a lot of water, and these other things that I'll get into in a moment. But I just had a conversation with a friend earlier where it came to my mind that she and I have both been receiving a lot of healing because she went to go see the healer John of God in Brazil over Christmas break, and she took a picture of me and a request for healing that I had sent with her, and she so lovingly went and had it taken to John of God for me. And then we received these herbs which have an energetic imprint for the healing that we want, and then I have to take them for 40 days. Usually it's 40 days, and she's taking them longer just because of the process that she's under. But basically, we were both saying how we had both been really tired and feeling kind of sick, and I just remembered, like, of course we're feeling this way. We've done a lot of healing, especially in the past year. Both she and I have received a lot of healing sessions. I've been doing a lot of healing in 12-step groups, but it's still, a lot of it can be a lot of emotional healing, a lot of deep karmic release work, a lot of emotional release work, a lot of that stuff. And so whatever it is that you're doing, whether it's, you know, physical, whether you've been working out a lot, you know, you can always look at, if you work out a lot, you're going to also get exhausted. You're going to have more energy too, but there are going to be days that your body's just tired because you're working it all the time. You have to eat, you know, different food. You'd probably have to eat more protein. So you have to adjust yourself to provide your body with the proper rest that it needs to build back up, so that all the working out that you're doing is not just going to go to waste. You have to give yourself the nutrition that you need, and you have to rest so then your muscles don't overtire. And the same thing is with energy healing. A lot of us, I don't think people necessarily know about this because people haven't necessarily been experiencing the amount of healing that we're experiencing now, either again through paid healing sessions that you're getting or just by virtue of being on the earth right now. So people, we don't necessarily, not everyone knows how to care for yourself when that happens, especially in this Western culture. If you live in the United States, we definitely have this culture of go, 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 do, achieve, achieve, achieve. And if you're relaxing, if you're taking a break, if you're taking a day off just to like do nothing and sleep and watch movies and read and do things that are really relaxing, there's this overwhelming feeling of being lazy. There's this overwhelming feeling of you're not doing enough, you're falling behind, you know. And it may be true. It may seem like your emails might pile up at that point, or people's phone calls, or there are, you know, a stack of to-do lists that you're not attacking and getting to the bottom of. And you know what? That is exactly why we live in, especially in the United States. I can't really speak for other countries necessarily, but in the US, we have such a state of disease and of sickness and of poverty because people push themselves too hard. we would not be having the rates of obesity, diabetes, heart disease, issues with stress, with cancer, all of these things, if we were letting ourselves relax, if we were letting ourselves just take it easy. And I am definitely somebody who grew up in a home where it's like, if you're not doing something, then you're just not, it's not okay. You're going to be called lazy, you're going to feel lazy. And so both of my parents are very active, very workaholic type people, very loving people too, but also they just, they didn't model the state of relaxation and self-care that I've had to spend the last 8 years, almost a decade, learning. I've had to study it. I've perfected basically the act of self-care, especially for myself. And so that's part of the work I do, is helping people figure out how to properly care for yourself. And it's not always going to be taking a nap. Sometimes it's speaking up for yourself. It kind of depends. But basically what I wanted to talk about in this video was, what do you do when you are really in need of taking care of yourself? And what does that even look like? And so sometimes for me, something I learned a few years ago was that if you're doing a lot of, let's say, subconscious healing, subconscious clearing, a lot of energy work, a lot of karmic clearing, your body, like, you're doing things to your body that you may not have ever done. So you might have cravings for things or for situations or for activities that you've never craved before, and it might seem counterintuitive. So whatever it is that you are craving or desiring, as long as it's not like a long-term really unhealthy thing, that is probably something that your body needs or that your emotions need. And it's really easy for your mind to get in the way. It's really easy for your inner critic to jump in and say like, well, hey, no, that's not healthy. That has too much sugar. Or, oh no, we don't eat those things because we are not eating sugar or gluten or whatever it is. Or no, we don't go see those kinds of movies. Or, oh, that's too lazy. Or we don't take time to go on hikes. Or whatever it is. Like, it's really easy for the inner critic, the ego, to jump in and block you from doing whatever it is that your body, your soul, your mind is really calling out for you to do. A good example of this is, that's on Monday, I had this like intuitive hit to go to Trader Joe's and to buy myself some snacks. And I'm definitely somebody who's a very, very, very healthy eater. I pretty much make all of my own food, and it's all organic produce. And it's very, I have sensitivity to gluten and to dairy, so I'm pretty much like one of the healthiest people I know. So for me to go to Trader Joe's and buy snack food is like not something I'm used to doing. I've been doing it more lately just to give myself a little more freedom and leeway with food, because I have a history of eating disorders and issues with emotional eating. But I'm learning to have a healthier relationship with food. So for me, when I get the sign to go get the specific, let's say the specific cereal, my mind jumps in and says, no, that's not healthy. No, we can't do that. So I didn't go, and I ended up making myself something else to eat. Well, I didn't really digest it really well. And the next day, I didn't feel good at all. And that was the day that, if you're following me on Facebook, I had a really bad stomach ache and a really bad headache. And not to say that going to get the cereal would have prevented that, but I know that that cereal is very easily digestible. And so I wouldn't have had the severity of the stomach ache or the headache and whatever it was that was coming the next day, which I ended up having this period of 4 days of like deep emotional release. Had I have gone to Trader Joe's and gotten myself those snacks, I would have been better prepared. My body would have had the food that's really easily digested, that really would have served me in the moment. But my mind got in the way and said no. And even the next day, it was really hard for me to take a break. I had appointments set, I had things that I thought I was supposed to do, but I ended up having to cancel all of them because I was not feeling good at all. And luckily, the universe had been giving me signs through, Facebook posts, through messages from people, through things I was reading and seeing around me, to take a break. So I got that. I really was like, okay, I need to take a break. So I spent most of the day from the afternoon on laying in bed, resting, watching movies, crying, like doing all of these things. And I ended up getting myself better snacks to really help myself be in the moment and to really feed myself what it was that I needed in that moment. Not what was good for me a year ago, not what I think is good for me a year from now, but not what someone else thinks is good for me, not what the culture accepts as okay and acceptable. but what I really need now. And for my friend, she said that she has been feeling a cold for the past few weeks, and she was really feeling like she was wanting to take a nap, but she didn't really have a chance to. And, in this world, in this country, we don't really look at naps as very important. Other countries, they have siesta, they make time for a big afternoon break to rest, to eat, to be with your family. Whereas in this country, it's like, no, 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 you're supposed to work. And if you're not working, you're supposed to be working out. If you're not working or working out or cleaning or doing something productive, forget about it. And so that is something that we really need to work, we need to move away from. And so there's something else a healer told me a few years ago. And again, this had to do with the deep energy healing. She's like, if you crave a Coca-Cola or to drink a Coke, there's a reason for that. Like, drink that because there's something in it that your body needs at that point in time. And it was interesting because I remember doing a big theta healing session with a friend, about 6 months after I heard that. And I had this powerful craving for a Coke, and I never, ever drink soda, like ever. I usually only drink like tea or a latte or something, maybe, and water. I drink water, water, water. That's all I ever drink is water. And so for me to crave a Coke was so random, but I remember hearing that from this person. So I went and I got myself a Coke, and oh my God, it was like the light of heaven, of God, was shining down on me because I gave myself exactly what I needed. And I felt great. I felt fantastic. I didn't feel like I was cracked out. I didn't feel like that gross feeling when you eat too much or have too much sugar. I didn't have that because it was what I needed at that point in time. And so that's what I'm really, really, really wanting you to be able to do. First of all, you have to have a really clear connection with your intuition in order to get the signals, to get the messages of what it is that you're wanting. So that's something to work on. But also, if you do have a random craving, and again, I'm not saying have a Coke with every meal for the rest of your life. If you have a craving for something random and it's kind of in a limited time span, like even a week, like just for a week, pregnant women, I'm sure you can understand, like there's cravings that you have that are unexplainable, but for some reason, I think science has now proven that, in the pickles and ice cream and all of those weird cravings, there are certain nutrients, certain minerals or something that the body needs during that time of pregnancy that is in those foods that you crave. So there's a reason your body is craving it. The same could be said for certain movies. Like I am not much of an action movie fan. I don't like the excess violence. It's just too much energy for me. I'm really kind of like a low key kind of person. I like inspiring movies, comedies, romances, those kind of things. But I watched this action movie the other day, and it was exactly what I needed to get my energy revved up to have this creative outpouring that has happened this week. So all I want to do is just really encourage you to listen to your guidance. Listen to what you are telling you. Listen to what your angels and your guides are telling you. Listen to what your heart is saying, not what your head is saying, not what other people are saying. Unless you're with a beloved intuitive healer who is also helping you channel into the loving guidance within yourself. But listen to you. Nobody knows you like you do. And it's really bad to listen to prescribed diets that people are putting out there because everyone's different. Everyone's needs are different. And especially if you're getting a lot of energy healing, your energy is all over the place. It's really important to let yourself rest, to let yourself drink plenty of water, to let yourself do whatever it is that your body is craving and calling out for in a healthy way. And I trust that you know the difference. You can tell the difference between this is unhealthy and this is not healthy. And again, usually it has to do with the frequency of it. So if you're thinking that laying in bed for a month and not doing anything but eating cereal and watching movies is good, that probably is not the best thing for you. Because for a day, yeah, sure, why not? A week, it's kind of pushing it, but maybe depending on your situation. But really, again, it depends on your situation. But so I think that it's safe to say like the duration of that time really comes into play, but it's really something that you really need to get clear on. So what can help you do that? Contacting your guides and angels, using oracle cards. Archangel Raphael oracle cards by Doreen Virtue are great because those are specifically geared towards health and healing and to helping you figure out like exactly what are the right ways for you to support your health and healing at that moment. Journaling is a great way, talking to trusted friends, going to therapy, going to certain 12-step groups, all of this stuff, being out in nature totally clears your mind, clears your energy. The Artist's Way. It's a book that you can read to help you tap into your creativity. And she suggests in the morning writing out 3 pages of just, whatever comes through, like total, just like purging of like thoughts and stuff onto 3 pages just to get it out of your system. And then usually you can think more clearly after you just get all those crazy thoughts out of your head. So whatever it is that you need to do, and usually like whenever I talk to people, whenever I talk to clients, they always know what it is that they need to be doing, but they don't always give themselves permission. So I am here to offer you an opportunity to give yourself permission to do that, because as somebody I am a professional, or I was a professional at beating myself up and making myself be perfect or try to be perfect, a total clinical perfectionism happening here. Now I really spend a lot of time tuning into my guidance and doing those things. And this week, especially these past few days, I've really been like moving in the direction of what feels good to me right now. What is it that I know I need? Not what do I think I need, or what does other people think I need, or what do I think other people think that I need, but what is it that I really, really need right now? And giving that to myself. And I feel a million times better than I did a week ago. So this stuff works. So I really hope that you give yourself an opportunity to take care of yourself. And if you want to contact me, innerlightnourishment.com or facebook.com/innerlightnourishment. And all kinds of postings. Contact me for any kind of support, coaching, intuitive readings, healing sessions, all of that good stuff. It's on the website. So have a blessed day, and remember to be easy